By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what you need to do on day 1 of Pokemon Pocket. And you're probably interested in that because global launch is just a couple days away at the time of me recording this. And there's going to be a lot of you who have no idea what's going on. So let me catch you up. I'm going to run through everything you need to know, why you should avoid certain things, and how best to acquire all the cards that you're going to need in your Pokemon Pocket journey. So what you're looking at right now is a brand new account that I'm working on. I'm going to actually reset this account. This account got really lucky. This has only just gotten through all of the tutorial, and you'll notice that I actually have 2 Mewtwo EXs already. So I would normally just continue with this account. This account is fantastic, and I would normally just jump in and play with this, but I'm going to reset this account for your viewing pleasure because I need to help you figure out how to build the ideal account, and we need to do that from scratch. So if I want to reset my account, which is a process you need to be familiar with because you're going to do it at least a couple times, we're going to go to the bottom right-hand corner, this little burger icon. We're going to go to Other, we're going to go to Account, and then we're going to go ahead and delete save data. I'm going to hit delete, and then boom, my save data is gone. Whatever shall I do? No, this is a good thing because we're restarting our account. We're going to go ahead and hit tap to start. And then from here, you're just going to enter all of your information. Then we're going to go ahead and create new save data. We're going to do that. And then you're going to log in with either your Nintendo account or your Google account. I'm going to use a Google account. And I'm going to skip past this part. The game's going to take you through their loading sequence. They download a little bit of extra data. You press OK. And then, boom, we're officially in our account. We will make the very first decision of the account right now, okay? These 3 packs, whichever one of these you pick, it's completely rigged. The content of these packs are different, but they're the exact same every single time. So you can make some account building decisions already. Here is the contents of all of these packs. The Mewtwo pack contains Bulbasaur, Shellder, Dratini, Sandslash, and Marowak EX. For reference, you also get an alternate art Bulbasaur guaranteed from the Wonder Pick. We'll talk about that as we go. Charizard contains Charmander, Staryu, Meowth, Pinsir, Executor EX, and an alternate art Charmander from the Wonder Pick. Pikachu contains Squirtle, Pinkerton, Rapidash, Ivysaur, and Arcanine EX. And of course, the alternate art Squirtle. Now, personally, I think you've got 2 reasonable options here and one option that you should just completely avoid. I think you should completely avoid opening Pikachu as your first pack, mainly because Arcanine EX is extremely unplayable. You do get an Ivysaur in there, which is probably your best of these cards, maybe a Squirtle if you want to end up with a Blastoise deck, which isn't necessarily like a bad approach, but personally, I wouldn't recommend it. You might really want to pick this if you really, really like the alternate art Squirtle and you don't really care which one of these EX Pokemon you get. Executor EX and Marowak EX are both good EX Pokemon, especially for early game tempo, and they're both going to be pretty solid cards for low-level collection players, so even if you're not aiming for like the perfect account, you probably want one of these 2 cards here because they'll help you fill in, they'll be like a fine quote-unquote budget option if you don't have the exact cards for a deck you're looking for. And even in like entirely optimized lists, I think it won't be strange to see Marowak or Executor. A couple key cards to keep in mind is that Executor has access to Staryu, a guaranteed Staryu, and Starmie is a very popular card, so you might want to get that Staryu. And of course, the Mewtwo pack gives you access to Dratini, which is a very important card for Dragonite decks, of course, and Dragonite's a very fun deck. And of course, it goes without mentioning that you're picking a different starter based on which one of these packs you pick, so Squirtle, Charmander, or Bulbasaur. Each of those, with the exception of Squirtle, have already found their way into what I would consider pretty competitive decks, so, you know, make your decision there how you see fit. I think just in a vacuum, if you don't want to think about it too much, you should probably pick the Charizard pack. Getting access to both Executor EX and Staryu is really strong. I think Marowak is also a fine option if you want to go with the Mewtwo pack. For the sake of this account, I'm going to go with Mewtwo. So let's go ahead and open up Mewtwo. And just like I said, this is going to contain exactly a Bulbasaur, Shellder, Dratini, Sandslash, and Marowak EX. There's the Bulbasaur, Shellder, Dratini, Sandslash, and Marowak EX. From here, the game's going to introduce us to the Pokédex system. They're going to ask us to look at our shiny EX Marowak that we just got. So we can click on this, shake the card around a little bit, hit next, okay. The next thing the game has you do is open up a new pack. This pack is not rigged. So we're going to go ahead and open up our first pack, which is a Pidgey, and there is a rare card here. We get an Articuno, okay. So that was our first non-rigged pack. Now the game's going to have us do a Wonder Pick, I think. Yeah, here we go. That's going to have us do a wonder pick. This one is a guaranteed Bulbasaur alternate art. No matter what you click here, you'll always get the Bulbasaur alternate art. Click OK. And now from here, the game's going to give us a bunch of free stuff. And I mean a bunch of free stuff. There's 24 hourglasses because the game recently they just gave us 24 hourglasses for some reason. I think it was for pre-registering. So we get 24 hourglasses there, so we're off to a good start. We have 2 free packs to open here, and then once we use up our wonder picks, we're going to get a bunch more. Before you do any of this, though, it's time to make your decision. What deck do you want to play? Now, really, if you're willing to reroll infinitely, you can pick any one of these packs and go. But if you're trying to save time and you just want, just give me a good deck, Willow. What pack should I open? I don't really care what it is. I just want to play a good deck. I would recommend opening up Mewtwo packs. You have the highest chance of finding a good deck in here. There's so many playable cards in here. We've got Mewtwo EX, which is a really strong deck, especially if you can find the Gardevoir as well. Venusaur EX is a really strong deck. Articuno EX is a really strong deck. Marowak EX is a really strong deck, and you already have a Marowak if you chose Marowak as a part of your account creation setup. Dragonite is in this pack. Pidgeot is in this pack. Personally, I don't like Pidgeot, but a lot of people do. I would highly recommend not going with Charizard. The main problem with Charizard is that Charizard has the main chase card in here is kind of split into 2. If you have Charizard, which is a really strong card, you also kind of really want Moltres. And if you have Moltres, you kind of also really want Charizard. So if you hit either one of these 2, you're a bit disappointed because you don't have access to the other. So you're going to need to reroll a lot of times if you're aiming for the Charizard Moltres stack. Starmie is in here, but honestly, I don't think Starmie's a very fun card to play with. But you can open up Charizard packs if you really want to aim for Starmie. I think you should just try to get Starmie naturally and aim for a more exciting card. And also, I don't think Starmie is particularly strong on her own. I think you really want her in an Articuno deck. And honestly, that's about all Charizard has to offer. There is an Executor EX as well. Machamp EX is basically unplayable, so I wouldn't stress too much about this. I say unplayable, but in a budget deck, it won't matter. I just mean at the most competitive levels, Machamp probably won't see any play. Pikachu is a fine pack to open. I also wouldn't recommend it over Mewtwo, but it is definitely a better option than Charizard. You get access to Zapdos EX, which is a really strong card on its own. You get access to Pikachu EX, which is a really strong card. You do have a couple duds in here. Arcanine EX feels really bad to hit. Wigglytuff EX feels really bad to hit. Blastoise you can build around. It's not as bad as people think it is, but I wouldn't compare it to things like Pikachu EX, Zapdos EX, Moltres EX, Charizard EX, Mewtwo EX, Articuno EX. It's definitely not on that level. But it's definitely better than people give it credit for. Then there's just pretty decent filler cards in here as well. Things like Electrode. So yeah, the order I would recommend people prioritize these in is Mewtwo, then Pikachu, then Charizard. And for the sake of this account, we're going to focus on Mewtwo as well. So let's get pack opening. Mewtwo starting things off. And just for those who are curious, because I'm sure it's going to come up, this carousel does mean something. At least according to the developers. When you open up this screen, each of these packs do have different contents in them. I mean, you can never know what the contents is, but supposedly these do have different things in them. So there's no real reason to select a different one over another one, but apparently they genuinely do have different contents. All right, no rares in here, so we're not too concerned. And basically, you can do this infinitely. So our second pack wasn't particularly good. Let's try our third one here. You can skip some animations. No rares here either, a bit disappointing. The bottom right has a handy dandy skip button that's always in the same spot, so you can spam that like crazy. Once you've opened up these 2 packs, they're going to teach you how to use your hourglasses. So we can spend our hourglass here to speed up this time and get our third pack. Oh, we have, what is that? That is a Mewtwo EX. Oh no, it's a Gengar EX. I did think it looked a little bit weird. So, Gengar EX, I wouldn't recommend building an account around. I'm really aiming for Mewtwo EX here or Articuno EX. That's what I'm really looking for on this account. So, I haven't got anything worth playing around just yet. Again, just skipping most of those animations. Now, I believe the game is basically asking me to do wonder picks, so we'll do that. There's a Marowak EX in here, which if I was really trying to optimize my account, I would go for this Marowak EX because I already have that one Marowak EX for my account creation, the guaranteed Mewtwo one. And if I get a second one, I can just build Marowak EX. So we're probably going to do that. Ooh, I could go for the Moltres and then pivot and start opening up packs from Charizard. That's an idea. I don't think we'll use that idea, though. I think we're going to go for this Marowak, because that's what I would recommend to someone building up a new account. Let's try it. Okay, we didn't hit the Marowak, but we did get second Bulbasaur alt art. It's kind of fun. Now, I do have some Hourglasses to go for this Moltres, so I'm going to... So I spent 12 Wonder Pick Hourglasses to go for this, and I did not get rewarded. So no Moltres for this account either. Now that you've done those Wonder Picks, though, the game will level you up, giving you some more Hourglasses. It'll open up the battle menu. Don't worry, we don't want to do anything in here just yet. I do want to go to my missions, though, and pick up some more Hourglasses. And now we're good to open up some more packs. Again, sticking with Mewtwo. You don't want to pivot. You want to stay on one pack. Oh, is that a Mewtwo or is that a Gengar? I'll never trust my Mewtwo ever again. There we go, that's a Mewtwo. Alright, we got our first Mewtwo, potentially the card we will build the entirety of the account around. We're out of Hourglasses. Yeah, just 4 left. So, is this account one that I want to continue with? That's what I would ask myself at this point, because there is a way to get more Hourglasses. It's just a bit time intensive from here. So this is kind of your pivot point. Once you run out of Hourglasses with no more missions to redeem, you would kind of look at your account. And I would say the best cards I got were Mewtwo EX. I only got 1 copy of it, and I would want the Gardevoir line. I only have 1 Curlier, so I'm missing like 6 pieces. Wait, I can't do math. I'm missing 5 pieces. 6 if you count the second Mewtwo. So I'm pretty far away from like my competitive deck there. I do have the Marowaks. I didn't even get a second Marowak for a potential Marowak deck, despite all the Cubones I got. So we've decided to abandon this account. We don't like what we got. We're going to go to Other, Account, Delete Save Data, Delete, Delete, okay. And now the account is gone. And we just sign up with the exact same information we signed up with before, and then we go again. Originally, I had planned to reroll a bunch of times until I had basically the perfect account to show you, but I'm actually running out of time today and running out of time this week to be able to continue to resetting. I've been resetting. I've already reset, I want to say 15 times, which is a good number of times. Normally, I would expect you to be able to find a good account within that number of times, but I've been a little bit unlucky. So I'm just going to kind of rock with whatever we get this time around. But I want to show you the whole process of how I would start building my account once I had the cards I wanted. So we've already talked about this decision of the account making process. I'm going to go with Mewtwo. It gives us access to Marowak. Maybe we end up building a Marowak deck. Now, once you've got past the first legit pack, you get your second decision of the account, which is to check your Wonder Picks. Well, actually, first you have to get the guaranteed alternate art, which in this case for us is going to be Bulbasaur. And now we can make the first decision of the account, or the first decision of the account now that we're actually in, which is Wonder Picking. We can take a look at our Wonder Picks here. There's a couple things you want to look at for Wonder Picks. You want to look for EX Pokemon, so Charizard EX is right there. And you also want to look out for trainer cards, because trainer cards can be a little bit tricky to pick up in the early stages of an account, so if you can kind of cheat any of them, it can feel pretty good. So there's a perfectly good Erica sitting here. I don't intend to be opening up Charizard packs, so normally I would want to pull this, but there was also this Charizard EX down there, and I know that I'm going to want to pick up this pack to potentially get Giovanni. I know I'm going to want to pick up this Charizard pack to potentially get Erica. So before I make the decision to spend this on Erica, I'm actually going to go for the Charizard, because if I get this Charizard, I don't want to spend my Hourglass on, or sorry, I don't want to spend my Wonder Pick point to potentially get this Erica, because I'm going to be opening up Charizard packs to try and get more Charizards and Moltres. So I'm likely to pick up Erica inadvertently. So let's go ahead and rip this. Okay, and we didn't get the Charizard. So now we know we're not getting that Charizard, so we can spend our Wonder Pick on Erica, because I'm not going to open up Charizard packs now. Okay, we didn't get Erica. And now we can do our Wonder Pick for Giovanni, even though we're opening up Mewtwo packs. So we're likely to naturally find Giovanni's anyway. But we didn't get him, so it's not a big deal. The main reason we want to use all of our Wonder Picks is because there's a mission to do so. Not a mission to do so, sorry. At some point, you get locked out of being able to open up packs until you level up, and the only way to get those levels is to use all of those Wonder Picks. So we don't really mind wasting them on like day 1 of our account or whatever. There's currently a gift for pre-registering, so I'm going to grab that. That's 24 pack points as well. I believe there's a mission complete here. Yeah, another 24 pack points. And then I have 2 free packs and 60 pack points. I'm going to go ahead and rip just Mewtwo packs here. Oh, there's our Marowak! Nice! Marowak acquired. Very good. All right, that's everything we need for our account. Everything we, like, need. So this will be our example account. So, those are all of my packs that I was allowed to open for free before I have to do any more intensive grinding. This is normally the point where I would reset the account, but I've decided I'm going to progress with this account for the sake of this video, just for a moment anyway, before I end up resetting it. There are no more free packs for me to acquire, and I opened 15 booster packs. Now, 2 of these booster packs I was only able to obtain because of the free credits that they gave away for being a pre-register, so you'll get 2 less of those if you didn't pre-register. And then you can get access to more packs by going through the solo battle, but this isn't worth it if you're just resetting. I wouldn't go through all of these solo battles to get these hourglasses. I would just recommend resetting. It's just going to be faster for the number of packs you're trying to open. But this is the moment to decide whether you're keeping the account or not. So, when should you keep your account? When should you reset? I think this is the bare minimum that you want for each pack. I don't have this graphic made yet at the time of me recording, but as long as you have one of each of these groups that is clearly defined in the graphic you're looking at, you should keep that account, unless you're willing to do way more resets. If you're just trying to get like a decent start, you're not trying to get like the perfect start, you want at least one of these groups. If you're trying to get the absolute perfect start, you should reverse engineer the exact deck you want to play, do your research, figure out exactly what deck you want to play, and just keep resetting until you have those exact cards. But if you're going in relatively blind and you just want like a decent start to the game, keep resetting until you have one of these groups. Now, there are more cards I need to fill in here. Even though I have these 2 cards that I was looking for, these 2 Marowaks, one which I got from the rigged starter pack, there's still cards I'm missing. Right now, I only have 1 Cubone. It's the alternate art Cubone. These types of filler cards that we need for the rest of our deck, we need a support Pokemon for Marowak, right? We're probably not just running Marowak. We probably want Marowak and, say, Sandshrew or Diglett. I don't have Diglett Dugtrio, but I do have Sandshrew Sandslash. I just need to get 1 more copy of each. I'm not worried about these filler cards because we're going to pick them up elsewhere. So let's show you how we progress throughout the rest of accounts once we've decided to move on. If you've decided you don't want to move on and you want to keep resetting, well, then just go back to the resetting process until you're ready to continue. So now what you want to do is you want to go to the guide section and complete all of this. And I mean all of it, not just here. Once you get to number 6, they let you do a solo battle. No, you want to keep going because you want access to these trainer cards as well. Even if you think you're never going to use them, just get access to all of these trainer cards. And of course, it can't hurt to have access to this rental deck either. So I'm going to quickly do all of these. I'll be back when I'm done. All right, I just completed the first set of tutorial missions. Now I'm going to do the advanced tutorial missions, even though it's desperately asking me to do these solo missions. I'm not going to do that just yet. All right, I've unlocked all of the trainers in promo set A, or at least the first copy of them. I'm not going to bother doing these right now because it's not particularly important for this video, but you should do these as well. Then I just need to do 1 solo battle because that also gives us access to, I think, like 2 packs or something. I'm just going to auto this and be right back. All right, there we go. Mission complete. All right, now that we've completed that solo mission, we can go to the main menu, which will give us access to some even more packs. So we have 3 more pulls here, which we'll quickly do. And hopefully we get some Cubones, some... What else am I missing? Cubone, Sandslash. Okay, we got Marowak 2. That's actually kind of important. We really need to find Cubone 2 now. Vaporeon, okay. Come on, Cubone. No Cubone. Okay, we'll probably have to craft second Cubone. Oh, actually, we get a level up here, so we get another pack, right? Ooh, hold up. There's hope. Oh, there's a Sandslash. Oh, I don't have the points anymore. Cubone, Cubone, Cubone. No Cubones in here. Oh, there's a Sandshrew, though. You can get the Sandshrew. Oh, nice, we actually got it. Very good. Cubone, 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 Cubone. Oh, we're gonna have to craft Cubone. Okay, just to reiterate, I would normally not continue with this account, and I'm not going to once this video is over, but just say, for example, that this was an account I wanted to continue with. Now what I would go do is I would go to build my deck, because I have my 2 Marowaks, right? And for the premise of this video, we're saying that a Marowak deck is good enough to build our account around. It's not necessarily that it's not good enough to build your account around. It's just that if you're going to be resetting, you probably want to go for like the ideal account, and Marowak isn't that. But it's definitely strong enough if you just want to jump in and start playing. So the game's just kind of forcing me to do an auto build. Now that it's done showing me how that works, I can go ahead and actually build my own deck. We're going to go to fighting. We're going to include whatever our build around card is. In this case, oh wait, we have the Cubone. For some reason I didn't think we had the Cubone. Okay, perfect. So I'll add my Cubone and my double Marowak. A lot of people are doing this thing where they're running both Marowak EX and Marowak Standard. So I'm going to try that out myself. And we have Sandshrew Sandslash. I'm actually going to run one Sandshrew, and then I'm going to fill out the rest of the deck with trainers. And what you're going to find is you won't have your ideal trainers on a fresh account, but you will have Pokeball and Professor's Research. I'm probably going to want 2 Potion, 2 X-Speed in this account. In fact, even if you don't need this for your specific deck that you're building, you should probably do this. You should go into the shop and get a second copy of Potion and a second copy of X-Speed. You should get a second copy of actually all of these trainers, but the highest priority ones are going to be X-Speed and Potion, probably in that order. I'm going to get my second copy of X-Speed and my second copy of Potion here, because those are going to show up in a large number of decks, and they're almost certainly showing up in the deck that you're building. So from here, I'll go ahead and add those 2 Potions and those 2 X-Speeds, and I still have 3 slots I want to fill in. It's very likely that I would want these final slots to be like double Sabrina and maybe Giovanni. Obviously, I don't have any of those cards yet. For now, I'm going to fill this in with red card. And then, with all those packs we've opened, we're going to have a decent number of pack points. So we have 100 pack points, which is not going to be enough to get both Sabrinas, but it's going to be close. I'm just going to go ahead and get the first Sabrina, because I know I'm going to want this. Now, Sabrina is normally opened through Charizard packs, which we weren't opening. So a lot of people are going to want this Sabrina. So more often than not, you're going to want to craft it. And then I'm going to pick up the second Sabrina through either crafting again in the future or through Wonder Picks. Let's go ahead and add that Sabrina. And actually what I'm going to do is I wanted to run just the one Sandshrew, but just because I'm running out of cards that I want to actually have in my deck, I'm going to put the second Sandshrew in there. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm going to say that this is my deck, and I don't need any extra cards. I don't need an additional Sabrina. I don't want to build like a different deck. This just is the deck that I'm going to play in Pokemon Pocket for the foreseeable future. What I would recommend doing is if you end your account and you get to the stage that I'm at right now and you're like, you know what, I really don't like that deck. I want something different. I wouldn't recommend just waiting until you pull those cards. I would recommend resetting over and over until you have exactly what you want. And then here's the next big pro tip, okay? Once you have what you want, once you have your exact 20 card list you want to play, I would recommend not spending any hourglasses. And I mean any. I don't care how many of these you end up with, hold onto them. The reason I say that is because you're naturally going to get 2 packs every day and use a combination of those packs and the hourglasses that you get, or not the hourglasses, sorry, the Wonder Picks that you get to kind of fill in any slots in your collection that you want to fill. Maybe you're looking for a second Sabrina or you're looking for a Giovanni or something like that. Use your free daily packs and use your Wonder Picks to do that. Don't use your hourglasses. Save these hourglasses up. We don't know when the first set of cards, or sorry, the second set of cards is going to be added to the game. But let's say, for example, the second set of cards is added in the beginning of January. That means you have 2 whole months of free packs. That's 60 packs. The odds of you getting the card you want between now and then are pretty high, where if you just stack up all of these hourglasses, you're going to be able to open up many more packs on set 2, or on the release date of set 2, than you might have been able to otherwise. So as long as you've got something playable that you're happy to play, I would recommend holding onto these hourglasses and just waiting and just using daily packs and Wonder Picks to fill in the rest of your collection. Now, you're not going to get collection complete doing that. You're going to probably need to spend some money to get collection complete, but assuming you're just trying to get a mechanically functioning deck, those are the tips I would recommend. All right, let's play one game with our brand new free-to-play account before I reset it and end this video. We're going to talk a little bit about some more free-to-play concepts. I think the biggest thing that I see a lot of free-to-play or budget players miss is they often forget about those free daily packs we were just talking about. Everyone's trying to rush through the collection process as quickly as possible. They get the exact deck that they want. They want to spend all their hourglasses and really just pull as many packs as possible. But try to remember that you're going to naturally get those packs every single day. So you don't need to speedrun everything. It's not that deep. It's not a race, it's a marathon. As long as you've got something that you can play functionally online, and in this case, I do have something I can play functionally online. I've got my Marowak, which is not the deck I would want to stick with long term, but it works. Marowak is definitely a good card, by the way. I keep saying that, like, oh, I wouldn't want to stick with this. That's not necessarily because Marowak's a bad card. Marowak, I think, is actually a good card. I just don't know if he's, like, a particularly fun card to be, like, the only way you play the game. A lot of people might get tilted after long sessions of Marowak because he's got a coin flip effect. Our opponent's gonna take out our Sand Slash. No, or our Sand Shrew, sorry. That's okay. We're about to come in with a Marowak and one-shot him. I believe it. Watch it. This is lethal right now. We push the Cubone. We're going to attach for turn on Cubone. Go for the Marowak evolve. And hit him with the Bonerang. Easiest... Oh, let's quickly evolve just in case. And hit him with the Bonerang. Easiest 2 heads of my life. 1. Ah, just the 1. We'll take it. But yeah, even though I've done this in probably the worst way possible, you would have preferred to have had like a more exciting deck, something like Articuno 18T or Venusaur EX or Charizard EX or something like that. You should keep resetting until you get like a deck you really, really love. Even just recently, I did a video about how an emulator was working for Pokemon Pocket, and in that video, I had to make a new account, and in that video, I got 2 Mewtwo's in 1 pack. It's just today while I was recording this video, and I did like 15 or more resets. I just couldn't get a workable account, unfortunately. I mean, this is the closest thing I got to a workable account, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely not ideal. Let's go ahead and we'll keep Marowak in the active slot. I don't think he's gonna die, so because surely he'll kill Golduck, right? He wouldn't. A supporter card can be used. No. I don't need to use a supporter card because Marowak's gonna hit heads. No! We lost! And this is why Marowak is probably not the card that you want on your main account. Because even though Marowak is mathematically good, there are situations like that where there's nothing you can do about it. Anyway, I'm gonna call it there. I'm gonna keep resetting this account, but hopefully this video helped you decide what you want to keep and what you don't want to keep as you're doing your own resets come October 30th. When you're setting up your Pokemon Pocket account. Thanks for watching, keep being awesome, and I'll catch you in the next one.